Hello everyone, as with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And Black Swan Capitalist is telling you what I've been telling you for weeks now. Once XRP eventually breaks its all-time high and reaches new levels, that inflection point will happen while most investors are still looking in the wrong direction and least expect it. That's typically how major market turns actually play out, and that's exactly what I expect. It's going to literally come out of nowhere. You're not going to get a warning that the breakout is about to happen. It's just going to happen. You're going to wake up one morning and be like, what just happened with XRP? As it's printing green candle after green candle. We've seen this in the past, and we're about to see it again. You know, everybody always wants to give up when the market turns red. But those people that are talking about selling their bags now, they're coming back. They're going to return once it starts printing green candles. People will be buying those green candles all day long. Just in 100 million FXRP minted on Flare networks, meaning 100 million XRP is now generating yield on the network. 100 million XRP is taken out of circulation as well. And look at how quick Flare hit 100 million. The next phase is going to be 500 million. Then it's going to be 1 billion because they want to lock up 5% of the total supply. 5 billion XRP. And everybody always says, why do you talk about Flare in an XRP video? Right here is why. This comes from Brad Garlinghouse. Flare is combining the best of XRP, very fast settlement, Ethereum, smart contracts, and Avalanche for consensus, which helps extend XRP's utility and allows developers to create smart contracts for new use cases like lending and DeFi. They complement each other. And right now, Flare is still dirt cheap. Everybody should stack a decent bag of Flare while it's still sitting at like a penny. You will have no regrets later when everybody's talking about it. Because by the time Flare hits a quarter, all of a sudden everybody's going to be looking at Flare. But the time to buy is now, when nobody really talks about it. And this comes from BSCN. Franklin Templeton's first quarterly report of XRP ETF, XRPZ, performance and key highlights. One thing I want to show you is this right here. So in December, the holdings were 118,387,154 XRP. Here we are now in February, and the XRP they're holding is 164,547,283 XRP. And that's just one ETF. And we're going to see inflows. We're going to see ETF FOMO once the green candles get here. And that's going to be happening at the same time as retail FOMO and institutional FOMO. Because once we get regulations, and I think regulations are going to happen before the breakout happens. So you get the regulations, all of a sudden you get the green light. Now you have institutional money flowing in here at the same time. How does XRP not break 3 digits? I think if anything, if it doesn't hit 3 digits, it's going to high double digits in this run. SocGen Forge goes live with EURCV stablecoin on the XRP ledger. Ripple, which is closely associated with the XRP ledger, and SocGen Forge have an existing relationship. They adopted Medico's custody technology in 2022, and Ripple acquired Medico. So now we have another stablecoin on the XRP ledger. It's almost happening every single day now. Stablecoin after stablecoin. You know what's great about them coming to the XRP ledger? All these stablecoins, they're still going to need a bridge. XRP is that bridge. We're holding the world's bridge currency. XRP Ledger activates members-only DEX for Wall Street. The XRP Ledger has enabled its XLS-81 permission DEX, allowing only approved participants to trade on-chain. This is designed for regulated institutions that require strict access controls tied to KYC and AML compliance. So now we know the permission DEX is live. And we had it go live on a day where the market dumped. You ever take notice to that? Whenever something good happens on the XRP ledger or there's some big announcement around XRP, right away they dump Bitcoin, taking down the entire market. But this is going to add a lot of value to XRP over time. Deutsche Bank is betting on Ripple Power. This is huge because what the bank is doing is they're creating an alternative to SWIFT. Until now, the SWIFT network was considered reliable but slow. International transfers in dollars or euros often take days and incur high fees. Deutsche Bank is now breaking down these outdated structures by collaborating with Ripple-based service providers. It is modernizing its foreign exchange business and multi-currency accounts. And this is going to be happening at bank after bank because they want to open up new options, faster options, cheaper options other than SWIFT. So if this bank is doing it and other banks are leaning in this direction now, we all know what's going to happen next. It's going to set off a network effect. Then before you know it, it's no longer just 2, 3, 4, or 5 banks. Now it's 40 banks and 60 banks doing this. And they're all going to be pushing away from SWIFT. It's outdated, it's slow, and it's at a time where everyone wants instant gratification. They want fast, cheap, and secure. Expert reiterates his XRP price prediction for 2030. I had to show you this article. Why didn't Zach Rector just say, I agree with Standard Chartered? Still have a $28 XRP in 2030 as a target. If you think it's going to take all the way up until 2030 for XRP to reach $28, you are sadly mistaken. And just because a bank says this, who cares? People go on the mainstream media news every single day and try to convince you that Bitcoin's going to $1 million by the end of this year. One bank says that XRP is going to $28 by 2030, and everybody jumps on that train. We have tokenization that's about to amp up this year. That alone is going to really push up the price of XRP. You're starting to see banks now utilize RippleNet as an alternative to SWIFT, and yet people still don't think Ripple's going to capture a good portion of SWIFT's business. They only need to capture 10%, and we're already looking at a 3-digit XRP. We are going way higher than $28 by 2030. $10,000 in XRP or Bitcoin for 2026. 3 AI models picked the winner. So ChatGPT project XRP sees a 56 to 119% upside versus Bitcoin's 21 to 71% gain through 2026. Grok favors Bitcoin for steadier returns, targeting 75K to 150K with deeper liquidity and institutional backing. Claude takes a balanced view, suggesting the better choice depends on whether an investor prioritizes upside potential or stability. I want upside potential. I want massive returns on my investment. And those massive returns, they're not sitting in Bitcoin. XRP is going to far outperform Bitcoin in this cycle. Once this run-up begins, there's a very good chance that XRP flips Bitcoin's market cap. I believe it's going to easily flip Ethereum. All that hype around Ethereum, it seems to be gone. I remember in previous cycles, there was people every single day screaming different price points for Ethereum. Now there's really no predictions out there other than Tom Lee on the mainstream media news. I think everyone's looking past Ethereum now as well. If I was new to crypto and I had $10,000, it's not going into Bitcoin. It's going into XRP. Cup and handle pattern puts XRP price at $60 after hitting resistance. I see a lot of people talking about the cup and handle pattern. Some people are saying that cup and handle pattern is what's going to take us to 3 digits. Dark Defender, he still believes that the top for XRP is going to be $18. I still think we're going higher. I think it's going to be combined catalysts that get us there. And all these catalysts have to happen for XRP to reach these much higher price points, in my opinion. So first you get the regulations. That opens up everything. All of a sudden, people are talking about tokenization everywhere, and it's happening at a very fast pace. So then you see a lot of value coming on chain very quickly. Then you couple that with institutional adoption happening at a very fast pace as well. So you got the institutional money on top of the tokenization value. We all know that stablecoins are still gaining momentum, especially RLUSD. That's also a catalyst because as RLUSD continues to gain momentum, it's going to continue to bring value to XRP over time. But if all those things play out, I think by the end of this year, we're going to be looking at a much different XRP. I think the run-up starts, it could start at any moment, but if I had to put a timeline on it, I think it all starts with regulations. Not the day that they pass regulations, but most likely within a week or two after that. I think we're going to start to get the big announcements. People are no longer going to be hiding behind NDAs when it comes to XRP. I think we're going to have a better idea of who the major players are with XRP as well. And the big one that I didn't even mention is possible scarcity happening this year. You couple that in, and all of a sudden, forget just $100 XRP. We could see spikes on XRP in the $200-$300 range, maybe even higher. But we still have time until that all plays out. And all of that has to play out over a very short period of time. I still think that we might see a topping point for crypto ahead of the midterm elections, because that's going to bring uncertainty to this market also. So as long as we get regulations quickly, everything could play out perfectly. And until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.